Hey guys, good morning, with a cup of a coffee. Today I want to showcase you how to create a border gradient with a moving glow. This animation will loop throughout the website. When you load a page, when you're scrolling on a page, when you're visiting the element, it doesn't matter, it just goes on infinitely. So this is a series of elements that I created way back, I think it was at the start of the year. But yeah, I already have the project created and the animation, as we can see here, working. But I want to showcase you how it works and how everything works step by step. So yeah, let's go into the project and see what's going on. So I use the clan first structure and we have the page wrapper. Then we have some global elements. They're usually coming with clan first, so I don't have anything custom in there, I think so. But we'll double check. Then I have the main wrapper. Then I have the section for the element. So let's start building side by side so we can understand every step of the way what's the element doing, what every div is doing, so we can get started. All right, so we would have a div, which would be a section. So it's for Agata elements, element, but you can name it whatever you want. Let's create it to be a section in the tag. And then we have the padding global. Then we have the container varch. So yeah, the padding global is just a global padding on the page on the left and the right. And then we have the container varch, which contains the element in a container that we have given with max width. Then we have the padding section varch, which gives a vertical padding, top and bottom. And then we would have the component. So yeah, it would be element component, right? And then if we see here, we have the item wrapper. So let's create the item wrapper. Let me just hide this for now so it doesn't bug us, right? We have the section side by side, so we're until the component. And then let's create the item wrapper. So it's element item wrapper, right? And you can see step by step, you understand how everything works. You can see that we have the item wrapper and we have the component which holds the item wrapper, right? The component is just a div, it's not styled, but the item wrapper has some padding on all of the sides, has some margin on left and right to auto so it can be centered, and it has some width so it can have a width. And it also have a max width, right? And yeah, this is everything that we need. We also need to have border radius, right? And we have to have overflow hidden. And the most important step to have is this border gradient. So you see here this gradient here, it's a normal one. It's going from gray to darker gray. And you can see it right here, how the border is lighter here and it's darker here. So that's the element that's helping us do that, right? All right, here we have an interaction, but I'll get to that later on when we add the component or the element that we need for this interaction. Okay, so we're until the item wrapper. Then we have the, let's go step by step. Then we have the, let's add in the content. So it's element item content, right? And then here I have z-index2, so it can always be on top. Okay, I will grab this text here and put it into here. Oh, it didn't like that. I'll put it like that, and I'll give this element z-index2. Okay, then we have, right, we have the item wrapper, we have everything, but there are two more elements that we need to add. So the first one is the glow. So the glow, how it works is we have an element that holds the glow and it's positioned to absolute relative to the item wrapper. So let's add it. So currently we're adding in the holder. So if we create a div and we create element item glow wrapper, I have set the style to be to absolute, and before that I set the item wrapper to be to relative, so it can be, the absolute can be relative to the item wrapper. Okay, so currently this is just a holder, like it has width 100 and height 100. So it holds up in this item wrapper. And what we need to add is this element item glow. So if we go here into the glow item and we say element item glow, we'll see that we have an element that's its position absolute, and it's given 50 here, 50% here, and 50% here. And why this is done is because we can center it. There's a great technique that you can center elements with position absolute is by giving them absolute to the left 50 and then translating them to the left with minus 50, and here it should be minus 50, I think, or no, it should be 0, my bad. Yeah, so what we're doing is just everything. This item glow is 100% width of the item wrapper, right? We're pushing it with 50%, and then we want to center the glow vertically. And what we do is we push it with 50%, and then we translate it back with another 50%. So this is a technique how to center absolute elements. You can check it online. So yeah, but basically this is how it works. And we also have a set width, a set height of 5 rem. So we can put it 10, but we wanted 5. And I'll showcase you later on what maybe doing 3 means and maybe doing 5 means. Right, and then we have the gradient, which goes from transparent to orange, and then we can adjust it like that. We can adjust it however we want, right? And we have a blur, so it's a smooth, it looks good. And yeah, I want to showcase you why this is important and why we need this glow element. So for example, if we go into the transform settings and we go into the rotate and we start rotating the element, not by the Z index, but I think it was by the Y. Oh no, sorry, my bad, completely my bad. If you go into the item glow wrapper and we start rotating it, so if we go into the transforms and we start rotating it, right, we will see that by rotating it 10 degree, it starts to move like, you know, a lighthouse flashlight. Maybe, yeah, that's an effect that it has. And what this does, if we go into the element here above and we see, when we play the animation, what it does, it just goes here and it wraps around the element. Because it has overflow hidden, it doesn't go outside of the item wrapper. And you might be wondering, well, how is this background here and how is the line so thin? Because if we see here, we're gonna see that it's not thin at all. We have this and it's not thin. And yeah, why this happens is because there's an additional element that is called the item background. So this element goes into here. So it goes into here. It should be in the middle. Item background. And we need to give it a pointer advance off, so we don't click it, and we need to put it at the middle, right? And this is how we create the effect. This is how everything happens, and this is how everything works. So if you play it, you'll see how it moves. But you might be wondering, well, how does it move? What makes it move? So yeah, if you go here into the item wrapper, and we see in the interaction, there's a scroll into view. You can put it on page loads, and it needs to just make the element glow move around. So if we go into the interaction, and we see, we grab the item glow wrapper and we set it a Z of 0 degree and a Z rotation of 36 degree. And what this does is it just goes from the glow that it's here and it starts rotating it as we showed earlier around. And it goes to 360 with a duration of 7, and then it goes to 0 again with a duration of 0, and then everything resets. And if we see here, we have the loop here and everything loops around and we have a smooth animation. So it goes here for 7 seconds, it goes here, it resets and begins again, right? And I just wanted to showcase you what happens if we make the item glow height be smaller. For example, let's say to be 2.5, let's say 3 rem. You see that the item is smaller here, the glow is smaller here, and if we want to create it bigger, we can create 7 rem, but I wouldn't recommend it because you'll see what happens. The glow just gets bigger and it doesn't look that smooth, because that's why I would put it to 5. Well, yeah, this is how to create the interaction, and yeah, that's the tutorial. That's how we can create a border gradient with moving glow. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. And yeah, I'll have this as a clonable in the description. I don't know if YouTube will let me put in links in the description, but if not, I will just join it with plus or just simple text that you can just copy and paste into the browser, and you can clone this project and use it in your whatever app you have, whatever website you have. And yeah, thank you and have a nice day.